Welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily. Today's episode is all about DTF printing. I have received the procolored F8 DTF printer to use and see all of the fun benefits that it can add to your small business or your small printing business. And I thought, how can we use this for crafting? So I've been coming up with some great ideas to use this printer for crafting. I'm excited to show you, so let's go take a look. The day that my package arrived was such a happy day. It was packaged so well, and as I was opening it up, you could see the care that was taken to make sure that every piece was very well protected and that nothing was going to happen in transit. The setup process was very easy and went smooth and fairly quick. And it was, once you got all of this stuff, you can see how it's wrapped in the plastic wrap. Once you got all of that taken care of and opened, the process went very quick from this point. So here I am just putting on the roll feed here that has this large roll of transfer paper that feeds through here. And this is such a nice feature that this machine has, so you don't have to use the individual sheets, which helps prevent like the printer from jamming, which is so great. You can see how it just feeds right through there. Now, after you get all of that set together, you have to insert all of the ink and fill all of the little ink cartridges up here. So this did take a little bit of time just because I didn't want ink going all over my work area here. So I was just very careful to rinse everything when I was done with it and make sure that I was not dripping. You can see that I'm even wearing gloves. One thing that you have to do when you're first setting up your machine, and then you have to do it every few days as well to make sure that the ink is not drying in the tubes and it's not causing any clogs, is you have to siphon the ink through the little cartridges. So I'm just using a syringe. All of this is provided with the machine here, and there is also tutorials that they give you that you can watch videos of how to do this, so that way you're not just trying to figure it out on your own, but you're just siphoning that ink through the tubes into those little teeny cartridges there. Once you have that ink pulled out, you're able to put it back into the tank that I filled up just a moment ago, so that way you're not wasting ink. But you have to do this and take about 5 milliliters of ink out of each cartridge just to make sure that everything is flowing and moving properly. And this is going to be the necessary maintenance that you have to do to keep your machine working properly. It takes just a couple of minutes and it is very easy to do. You can see I have my gloves on still here, but as I've done this a couple of times since, I have not even used my gloves because it is such an easy process and the ink doesn't get all over the place or anything. But I do just want to show you how simple this is, but this is a necessary step and a process that you will get used to as you keep up your regular maintenance on the machine. One thing I want to show you, only because I couldn't find it in any of the instructions, and after a lot of frustration of wondering why my machine was not working, I realized that there is a little clamp holding where your cartridges of ink are. You just have to unscrew that and remove that clamp, and then when you turn on your machine and get it to calibrate, you'll be able to see your ink moving back and forth. So after I've downloaded this software, I'm just taking an image that I purchased off of Etsy. It can be any image, but I'm just going to add the picture to my workspace here. So I'm just finding it in my downloads. It takes just a second for this to load, and you can see it kind of comes in a little bit larger than my workspace. So all I need to do is just resize it. Now there's just a couple ways you can do this. You can grab the corner of your image to make it smaller, just like this, and it kind of resizes it. It doesn't stretch it funny, it keeps the integrity of the image. But you can also see down here on the left-hand side of the screen that you can type in different numbers in inches for how big or small you want to do it. So that's another way that you can change the size of your image, just knowing the size of your workspace that you have, and just typing in the different numbers there to get it to change sizes. Now, once you're ready to print this, you're going to hit this button that says RIP here. This is just going to get your image ready to print. And you can see it automatically transposes it. So it is the reverse image, so that it prints reverse. So that way when you put it onto your surface, it's going to be the correct way. Now you can see here, it just shows you your little progress bar. It doesn't take long at all to get these images into the software. And then the magic happens. You get to start to print here, and it just it's so mesmerizing to watch this process. It prints a little bit of the image with all the color, it goes back and prints a white background. It's so nice to have that white ink because that is what is going to make your image pop against the different colors of surfaces that you're going to put your transfer onto. And you can see how the whole thing looks white there as that image is coming out. When it's done printing, it's got this nice little cutter on here, so I'm just going to move my image out so that way I can cut the image off. And this is so nice to have this tool built into it, and then you don't have to worry about using scissors. It gives you a nice clean straight cut. Look at how beautiful all of the colors on this come out. I'm so excited to put this on my shirt. That's what I'm making with this one. So now that you have the ink on the back, you do not want to touch that because it is wet ink. So you're going to use, this is a DTF powder. This is what is going to make it possible for you to transfer this onto your material. You just want to make sure that this powder hits every little bit of that ink so that way you're not going to have a spot that doesn't transfer. Now this is the oven that you're going to use to bake that powder onto your image here. So you're just going to lay it face down as you can see here. You're going to shut your lid there. Now this is warm and hot, so you're just going to be careful. Use the handle that's provided there, and there is a timer set button and a button to start the timer. So I'm just going to hit that, and once that has completely finished baking that powder on there, I believe mine is set at 200 seconds, so just a couple of minutes that it takes, and it has this little suction cup thing here that you can use to get your image off of there because it is very hot, so you just have to be extremely careful when you're moving this off of here. You can see I just slide it off and then I'll be able to grab the corner. Now, when you know that you've done this correctly, the back of your image is going to look kind of like an orange peel. That's the texture that's on there. It'll be a little rubbery feeling, and that's how you'll know that everything is done correctly. Now, this is just a little trick. I like to fold my shirts in half when I'm doing a transfer on them. It just makes it a little easier to center your design. So I always do that when I'm doing a shirt or a sweatshirt or something, just to have that ease of being able to know where the center is when I line up my transfer. I'll even take my transfer and bend it a little bit here, and I just crimp the top and the bottom, not directly through the image, but just the plastic at the top and the bottom. And that helps me with being able to know where the center is, and I just line those lines up and I know that I'm going to get it. And I just kind of, there are different types of measuring tools you can get. I've done this enough times that I just kind of have a good eyeball for how far down I like my image on the shirt. And I'm just going to press this for about 30 seconds here. I think mine's set at 325 or 350 degrees. And once that is done, you want to let your shirt or your project sit because it's a cool peel. So you want this to cool completely or it will not peel correctly. And you can see I'm just going slowly here, making sure that it all transfers. And I mean, it transfers beautifully. I just love this. I love how simple this is, and this is going to last so long. Now, I know the question everybody is, well, but how does it wash? These wash great. They dry in the dryer great. I would say that maybe 20, 30 washes, I still have these looking fantastic. Look at how cute this design is. And it's like a buttery, soft feel. I mean, you can definitely feel that it's a transfer, but it is soft and pliable. It's not going to be stiff, and you're not going to not be able to move. Now, I'm just showing you here what it looks like when I have it on me, and I just think this shirt turned out so cute. Let's go see what else we can make. I designed this Sanderson Sisters Haunted Hot Cocoa Bar graphic. I think it's going to be so fun to put on a little tea towel. So I have just uploaded the image into the software, and I will just size it accordingly to how big I want it for the tea towel that I'm using. I also think it would be so fun to put this design like on a shirt. I just loved it so much. I thought it was really, really fun. Now I follow all of the same steps. I'm just going to hit that rip button. It's going to transpose or reverse my image there. So that way it's going to print backwards, but yet when you look at it front ways, it's going to be the correct direction. So you really don't even have to think about it. It just does the work for you. Now this procolored DTF printer is so user-friendly. It is designed for small businesses and DIY enthusiasts. It is the L800 printer that I'm using. I'm very impressed with how fast this prints and how vibrant the ink is. It has a smart ink system that reduces maintenance, and it ensures that it has a smooth operation as you're using it. It is also extremely compact in size compared to other DTF machines that I have seen. So it's so nice to have like in a small studio that you're working with or in your home. And it is perfect for printing on different types of textiles. And that's what I'm trying to show you is some ways to use it in crafting. Of course, there's lots of fun ways to use it when you make just t-shirts, but there are so many other possibilities. It is the perfect option for you if you're looking for something to grow your business or get into the printing business. Now here I'm just putting that DTF powder on here, making sure that it is all the way covered before I place this in the oven to bake this. You're just going to place that face down and let it do its thing. You just set that timer and walk away. When you hear it beep, you'll come back and take it out. So here is the design here. You can kind of see here, I'm trying to show you the texture on the back, like an orange peel texture there. And when you touch it, it's a little bit rubbery feeling, and it's not going to smear or smudge at this point. So before you put the powder on, you run the risk of smearing or smudging it, but at this point you are not. I also do my folding in half hack when I do this tea towel. I folded the tea towel in half and marked it, and then I also am folding that design in half so that way I can line them up and have it be as centered as possible. I will just pop that tea towel in and it just does its work. Now this heat press, if you're interested in heat press information, I can leave that in my description box, but any heat press that you have is going to do a great job. And you can see how that transfer peels off with ease. I set it back in to blast it for a couple more seconds just to have it set everything. Gives it just that one little extra press when you peel the transfer paper off to really make that bond nice and secure. Now look at how beautiful this is hanging on my oven here. It is so stinking cute. It's going to be perfect for Halloween time, and I just love it. What do you guys think of this one? Would you make a tea towel like this, or would you put this in your kitchen? Let's go see what else we can make. I really wanted to make a Halloween pillow for my couch, so I'm going to print out that design here. So I'm just showing you how the printing is so nice and easy there. And then I have my printed image here, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the powder. This is just showing you that procolored DTF powder on here. I have seen a few people leave some of the powder in their little container here, which I've started to do. When I first started, you'll see here I actually pour some of that powder back into the package, which is fine, but I have also just decided to leave some in my container here, and then it just makes it easy to have it all there to slide my image in and get that powder on there. So just going back and forth, this is almost like flocking, like the image will look flocked on the back of it when you put this in before you bake it. And so you just, again, you go back and forth, making sure you're getting a good coverage over all of the ink and all of the lettering. I really like the procolored printer line for the DTF printers. It is affordable, it is simple, and it's actually perfect for beginners, an entry-level machine, if you will, to be able to get into this. I have always been fascinated by the DTF process, and having been someone that orders transfers online, a lot of them for different season to make t-shirts. I love the fact that I can make these at home, and I think that it is a great way to expand your business, or if you're looking to start a business, trying to think of a different way to get into something that is super trending right now. I think this is a perfect thing to look at. Down in my description box is going to be all of the information for you to click on. It's going to take you right over to their website so you can see all of the different information about the different types of printers they have, and get the information that way that you would like to. One of the latest upgrades to this machine is the print head protection system. So this upgraded feature will automatically detect if your print film is lifting when you're printing, and it will automatically pause the printing process. And the reason why this is so good is because it aims to effectively protect your print head and preventing damage that is caused when the print film lifts. So that is a great upgrade, and I've seen it in action, and it is so nice to be able to have that feature to help protect your machine. Now you can see I'm just setting my transfer on my pillowcase here. This is just a pillowcase blank that I bought at Hobby Lobby. I'm letting my design completely cool down before I peel back this transfer sheet here. And this is so cute. And I love this. This was just a design from Canva that I used, and it is just buttery soft. Such a fun way to be able to jazz up your home and your decor for different seasons by customizing your own pillows. Now, I did set this back in after I had peeled that transfer sheet back to blast it in the heat press, just to make sure that it is completely bonded with your surface that you're using. But look at how absolutely beautiful this pillow is. I think it's going to be perfect for my couch for the fall time and for Halloween time. I'm so excited to think of all the different seasons of different pillowcases that I can make. I just think this turned out so cute. As I was brainstorming different ideas to make with this procolored F8 DTF printer, I was automatically thinking I wanted to do some type of vintage Halloween banner. Now, I found some beautiful images on the Graphics Fairies website. I'll link that down in my description box below, but I was able to size them in the software that comes with the machine, and you can see I was able to get 4 on a sheet there. And this is so great because I can just hit the button that's going to roll out the transfer, and then just use this built-in film cutter, which is so handy and amazing. I just love this. And the fact that this has the roll of transfer paper rather than individual sheets, it definitely prevents paper jams. So that is one of the big benefits, because that is so aggravating when you're using these. You have a paper jam, or you're using sheet after sheet if you don't need to use the entire sheet. This way you can customize your sizes, and it's so great. Now, I'm just going to put the powder on the back of this, same as all the other processes that you've seen me do, and then I will bake that in the oven. Now, I'm just going to show you that this is a drop cloth that I picked up at my local Lowe's. You can pick it up Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, any painting store or hardware store is going to have a drop cloth. And it was just about $15 for this size, but they had smaller sizes or larger sizes. It just depends on how much you want. Now, coincidentally, the instruction manual that came with the printer was the exact size that I wanted to make the banner. So I'm just using that as a template to cut my first square out here, or rectangle rather, and then I will just use that as my template moving on through the rest of cutting the banner pieces out. I have 6 images, so I decided to cut 6 rectangles out. I love to have that rustic look, so I am just taking some of the edges and roughing them up just by peeling down some of those extra threads. The drop cloth, where it is such a loose weave, it is so easy to do that with and have it look nice and vintage. And where I'm using these vintage images, I thought that that look would be perfect for this. Now, I am just placing my images on a couple of them fit in my heat press at the same time, and I will just press these like I do every other surface here. And the really fun thing about the drop cloth is because it has such a good texture to it, you'll be able to see the texture through the image, and it is just beautiful. It looks like these images were painted, like printed or painted directly onto the canvas here on that drop cloth, rather than just being a transfer. And you can see once these cool down how easy they are to peel. They feel so beautiful. I feel like if you were to be doing craft shows or boutiques, that this is something that you could do and make, that you could charge a good amount for. I feel like this is a very high-end project and something perfect to get a good return on your investment here. Aren't these images just so cute? I think they are all so fun. Now, I need to have a way to hang these, so there's several different options that you could do, but I decided to pull out my crocodile, and I'm going to put grommets in each of the corners on these, which is super easy. It's just a matter of putting your little grommet piece on there, and you can see here I'm going to find the corner and just pressing this down. And that's all there is to it, to put that little grommet in there to feed your ribbon or your twine through. I I really feel that this banner turned out so beautiful. I personally love these vintage Halloween pictures, and I love to incorporate them in different ways in my home. If you had a mantle, this would be beautiful to hang from. Unfortunately, I don't have a mantle in my home, but I do have a large, very large mirror in my living room that I love to hang banners on. You guys have maybe seen it in other videos, and this is where I'm going to place this. I just think this is so fun and so cute, and what a fun idea, and it was not that expensive to make. So if this is something that you're looking at to turn around and sell for your small business, again, it's going to be a great return on your investment. What do you guys think of this? Well, I think you guys can tell that I truly do love this machine. It was so much fun to work with. This is the cute shirt that I made. How fun is this going to be to wear around for Halloween? It would also be cute on a pillow, but so cute. It washes great. I absolutely love it. In fact, both of my daughters said they would like me to make them one, which is so easy to do now. I can do that, and it's just a piece of cake. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will see what I can do to answer them or find the answers for you if I don't know it. And I will definitely try to help you on your journey with your procolored F8 DTF printer. You're going to absolutely love this machine and how fun and easy and simple it is to use. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting! If you liked the video that you just saw and you want to keep crafting together, here's another video that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.